Do you ever promise yourself you'll wake up early and get your life together, and then suddenly it's God knows what time, and you're deep into a YouTube rabbit hole, looking at God knows what? Yeah, I've been there. Let's talk about how to build self-discipline as an introvert, and how to do it without burning out or pretending to be someone that you're not. I'm sure you've heard all the tips before about how to build your self-discipline and how to stay motivated. And the truth is that self-discipline is something that a lot of people struggle with, and I don't think anyone is perfect, because I certainly am not. Now, not everyone approaches self-discipline in the right way, and I know I didn't. I used to think that being self-disciplined meant sticking to something and carrying through and doing it no matter what. But what I've learned is that being disciplined is about doing what's right for you, or knowing what's right for you and what's not. You don't have to force yourself to stick with very strict structures. It's about knowing what works for you and knowing that you can overcome those hurdles that you might face along the way. In this video, I'm uncovering everything you need to know about self-discipline, including useful techniques that might help to improve your own. And be sure to download the free 10-page self-discipline worksheet at the end. Why might introverts struggle with self-discipline? Self-discipline is not something that we're born with. It's something that we can build and grow over time. It takes a lot of different things to have self-discipline. You can't just rely on willpower alone. Even if you're the most motivated, dedicated introvert there is, you need something more than that drive and motivation. I think the reason why we struggle so much with self-discipline is because it is tied to motivation. And as we know, we can have dips, ebbs and flows with motivation. It's not always there. There are times when I have a burst of motivation and I feel like I'm unstoppable. I'll be so productive and I feel like I want to get so much done, and I'll set all these goals and I'll start doing them, and it will all be fueled by this intense desire to be disciplined because, you know, I want to be productive and I want to do this and that, and I'm sure you feel the same. And then the next day, nothing. You just feel drained, overwhelmed, and you just don't want to do anything. And that is completely normal. Now, here are some reasons why I think us as introverts struggle with self-discipline. Our overthinking prevents us from taking action. Now, we overthink a lot. If you're someone like me, if I've got a decision to make, I will think about it constantly, and I'll analyse it, and I'll, worry if I'm doing the right thing. I'll think, are there any other choices? And that often prevents me from taking any action or actually doing it. If we worry so much about doing something, we're never going to end up doing it. We're too familiar with our comfort zones, and because of that, we might not push ourselves as hard as we perhaps could. We get emotionally burnt out. We may give up too easily in order to protect our own energy and sanity. We compare ourselves to extroverts and their productivity, and we feel like our standards don't match theirs. Lastly, we're perfectionists and we set our standards too high. This is a big one, and this stops us from getting things done. Perfectionism is the killer of creativity. It's the killer of productivity. If you try and make things perfect, they're never going to be, because nothing is perfect. We learn by doing things, and that's how we can become more productive, by actually doing it, no matter how we feel about it, but just by getting things done. Now, you might be thinking, I'm not a very disciplined person, I lack energy, I lack motivation. But I actually think that us introverts have a lot of advantages that help us build that self-discipline. We have strengths that we often overlook, but these are actually strengths that we should be using. So being able to focus. Us introverts are really good at focusing. When we have to do something, we will focus on it and we will do it until it's done. Being highly independent. This is really good for self-discipline because we don't rely on other people. We like our independence and we like being able to do things ourselves. We know that at the end of the day, it's down to us to get things done and not someone else. We thrive in solitude, and we're more than happy to do things on our own without the need for other people. When you're alone, you can really focus and get things done. You see how all these things are tied together. We're always thinking and we're always reflecting. I love this about being an introvert. I love that I think so much, and I love that I reflect on different things. And I'm sure you do too. It's such an advantage when it comes to self-discipline because it helps us to understand ourselves better. We don't just act on impulse, we like to think about things. We will not make a decision in the haste of the moment. we will take a moment to figure things out and know if it's something we really want to do or not. As with everything, there are challenges, and when it comes to self-discipline, you are going to face challenges along the way. Now, as introverts, here are some challenges that you might face. Energy drain and social fatigue. If you're someone that gets drained very easily, especially socially, it can be hard to get things done and stay consistent. You might skip things or avoid things because you're feeling overwhelmed. Even if you told yourself you were going to do something, you'll probably tell yourself, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And don't worry, I'm guilty of this. Overthinking and procrastination. Even though we think deeply, we can often overthink, and that leads to procrastination because we think too much about something, we get distracted, or we do something else and we don't actually end up getting things done. This is the opposite of what we need to be doing when it comes to self-discipline. Comparing yourself to others. And this is a big one because I know we all compare ourselves. It's easy to look at someone else's journey and progress and feel like you're not doing as well. The truth is that comparing yourself to someone else's journey is only going to hold you back because everyone is different. Everyone takes a different path, and we're not meant to be on the same path. We're meant to take our own. We're meant to learn from our own mistakes. Starting off strong, but not staying consistent. This isn't just for introverts. Extroverts do this as well. You can start off really strong. You can be really determined to do something, and then all of a sudden you start lacking motivation and your energy dips and you're not as consistent as you once were. We start making excuses and promising ourselves we'll do it tomorrow, and that never actually happens. The more we put something off, the less likely we're going to end up doing it at all. Starting something is often easier, but it's staying consistent that's hard. Now, if you want to try and improve your self-discipline as an introvert, here are some things that you'll want to avoid. No one's perfect, so don't worry if you struggle with these. Being aware of them is a good thing, and it will help you to learn how to avoid them. Perfectionism. As I've already mentioned, perfectionism is the biggest killer of creativity. It leads to procrastination and just not getting things done. Starting something that's awful is way better than not starting something at all because you're too worried that it won't be good enough. Isolating yourself. Now, I know we love our alone time, but when it comes to self-discipline, you don't need to self-isolate. Even if you're not a people person, you need time around people to help you stay motivated and to give you that inspiration you might need, that little boost of confidence. The right people will champion you to do better for yourself. Burnout. Now, burnout isn't always easy to avoid. We often fall into the trap of burnout and we can push ourselves too hard, but there are ways to manage it. So it's simply about recognizing the things that cause you to burn out and finding ways to avoid them. Doubting yourself. I know, easier said than done, right? But doubting yourself is not going to get you anywhere. If you find ways to stop doubting yourself, you'll find that it's a lot easier to stay disciplined. Doubt, overthinking, procrastination, they all prevent you from staying disciplined and staying on track. Let's get into the good bit. Ways to improve your self-discipline as an introvert. Know why you are doing something. Your why is the biggest motivator that you have. We all have a reason for doing something. We don't just do it for any reason. There's always something behind our actions. Before you even start something, know why you're doing it. What do you want to get out of it? What do you want to achieve? Treat discipline as a skill you can learn. Discipline isn't just something you have, it's something you can learn and develop and build. No one is born with discipline. No one is born being the most productive person. It's something that we have to teach ourselves. I would really focus on having a growth mindset and telling yourself that you can do anything, even when it's hard. It's knowing that you can improve along the way. By doing that, you can learn from your mistakes. They are good things, and that will help keep you going, and the little achievements will also give you confidence as well. Create an environment that encourages discipline. Now, your environment really affects how disciplined you are. If your space is cluttered and chaotic, then your mind is going to feel the same. So you need to create the environment that makes you feel motivated. Set yourself small tasks for when you are your most productive. Now, it's all about starting small. The little things are the things that add up. Think of your tasks as bricks. you're gradually building a wall or a bridge to bigger things. Try stacking habits on top of ones that you already have. This is something that I do and I think it's really useful. It's simply about stacking habits on top of the ones that you already have. So like brushing your teeth, getting ready in the morning. Tell yourself that after doing something that you have to do, that you do every day, no matter what, without even thinking about, that you're going to do something after. So it could be, after I brush my teeth, I'm going to write in my journal for 10 minutes. Or before I've had breakfast, I'm going to go for a run. The more you do this and the more you stick to it, the more it will become second nature. It will become a habit that you do every day. That will build consistency until you don't even have to think twice about it anymore. Make everything you do as fun as possible. Self-discipline doesn't have to be a chore. I know a lot of people feel like it is a chore. Oh, I've got to do this. I'm not really feeling up to it, but it's got to be done. Things can be made fun. You can make things as fun as you want them to be. It could be something as simple as adding music to your day when you're doing something that's a bit boring, or romanticising your life. Anything like that. Just make things fun. Think about what you enjoy doing and pair it with something that you have to do anyway. Make your bad habits harder and the good habits easier. If you want to stop a bad habit, then you've got to make it inconvenient and you've got to create that friction that makes it harder to do. My weakness is chocolate, but if I don't buy chocolate, then I can't eat it. That's creating that barrier of, okay, well, I have to eat something healthier. Other things you could do include deleting social media apps off your phone. And for your good habits, make them as effortless as possible. Make it easy for you to do them. Even something as simple as setting out your clothes the night before turns into automatic discipline. Visualize the path you will take, even the obstacles. This is a really good thing because if you visualize the journey, it's more fun and it's more of an experience as you go along and encounter those things that you've already imagined. When you mentally prepare for the challenges you might face, they won't hit as hard when they do show up and you'll be more prepared for them. You can face them easier and know how to overcome them. I would advise spending a few minutes each day just picturing how you want your day to go or how it might look and what distractions you might face, but then also how you'll bring yourself back on track. Because this will help with your discipline, knowing what you're going to face and how you're going to face it. Do 10 minutes only, and this is one of my favourite ways to improve my discipline, and I live by this every single day. It really does beat procrastination. 10 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, right? And even if you are really tired and exhausted, doing 10 minutes of something is better than not doing it at all. And what I found is I tell myself I'm going to do 10 minutes of this, and I actually do 20 minutes, half an hour sometimes. And once you get into it, your brain just keeps going and you do more and more, and you actually feel good about it and you want to get things done. You forget about the time and you just do it. Before we wrap up, I just want to go through what I do to improve my self-discipline. I tell myself if it can be done today, do it. I break down my tasks and commitments into little chunks and prioritize them. I stack my habits. I tell myself to start doing something for at least a week, to start making it a habit and part of my routine. And I work with my energy and not against it. Okay, so those were my tips for self-discipline. I'm going to include a link below to my self-discipline worksheet, which is a free 10-page worksheet with prompts and little activities that you can do to help improve your self-discipline. It will really help you build that motivation and figure out your why. So be sure to download that below. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. As always be your wonderful introverted self.